I don't know what it means to be a shadow hunter.
Oh my god. He thought she knew that he loved her.
What the frick is wrong with him?
Punching me in the stomach would probably be less painful than this.
This is so good.
What do you mean?
I kind of wanted him to rather have been dead.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something very exciting that I have been anticipating to do, and if you've seen the title, the thumbnail, anything, you might literally know what this is about. I'm going to be reading the Infernal Devices, the first, like the original trilogy. I actually don't know if it's the original trilogy, that's just what I think it is, but it is like the prequel, like the first books, I believe you read in this like massive universe called The Mortal Instruments, and these are the Infernal Devices, and I just got these in the door. If you watched my bookish vlog, I just unboxed these. I got them off of Vinted. So I got book 1, book 2, and book 3, and I plan on reading all 3 for this book video, and it's going to be full spoilers because I feel like this is a series that so many people have read at this point. I don't know how I would film book 2 and 3 if I couldn't do spoilers. So it's going to be full spoilers for all 3 books, and maybe if you haven't read the series and you don't want to, then you can like get all the details that you might want to know about the series. So obviously we're going to start off with book 1, which is Clockwork Angel. I actually did start it on my Kindle last night because I was impatient and I really wanted to read, but I only got like 3 chapters in. Also, it's pretty big font, I feel, and it's like 430 pages. Let's see what page I am on. Oh, this was the prologue. Okay, I read the prologue. Okay, so I got here to page 30, chapter 2, Hell is Cold. So far, I'm pretty confused, but obviously I'm literally 1 chapter in, so that makes sense. And now I understand that the first thing I read was the prologue. So that was 2 guys, it was Will and I already don't remember the other guys' names. And now this chapter is from Teresa or Tessa. I don't know if she's the main character for the whole book, but at least she was chapter 1 of the Dark House. Very creepy. I wonder what happened to her brother and just like what's going on. And then she has that necklace with the Clockwork Angel, so I wonder what role that is going to play. But I'm very intrigued and interested. Unfortunately, my 3 copies don't match. I thought they did because they're from the same seller on Vinted, but the first and second one are not the same type as the third one. I'm just very excited to get into this universe. I will obviously keep you guys updated. I will give you every gritty nitty detail as I'm reading these books. I will see you guys when I start reading.
Okay, hello guys, I'm currently at the park. I did bring my camera and I have filmed something on there. But again, the microphone only works on my phone, plus it's really awkward to bring out a camera because there are other people here. I'm trying to like shield the sun so my phone doesn't get too hot. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on my book. If I hold it like this, it can shield the sun, so that's perfect. I'm on chapter 3 now. The chapters are really long. Like, I think a chapter is like 20 pages, which is pretty long in my opinion, but I'm very intrigued. Will, whatever, Hensdale just showed up, which I assume is the other main character, the male main character, potentially love interest, I don't really know, but he just saved Tessa from the Dark House and killed one of the Dark Sisters, and I'm very intrigued. The Dark Sisters called him a Shadow Hunter, but I'm pretty sure this whole series universe or something is called the Shadow Hunters, so that's very interesting. He had a friend with him called Henry, who I think is going to be another big character. Oh my god, there's an insect on my blanket. But yeah, I am very interested to see what more. I think it's really cool that she's like, I don't know if shapeshifter is the right word, but like she can shift into like other people. And I don't know if it's only if they're dead or if she can shift into anyone, but very cool. I don't know what it means to be a shadow hunter or who the magister, however they say that word, who that is and why he wants to marry her. I hope that her brother is alive and I hope she can save him. But that's just kind of my update for now. I am tanning and I'm having a great time, and I will continue to read. I hope to get to like page 100 today, but we'll see. I'm gonna be here for like another hour or so, and then I'm going to a Pilates class.
Okay, so I'm on chapter 5 now. I am on page 128. Something like that has developed in the book since the start is that it's no longer only Tessa's point of view, and the whole book is told in third person, but it's been like from Tessa's experience still. But then all of a sudden we had another character called Charlotte. We had like not even a full chapter, it just all of a sudden changed mid-chapter from Tessa's to Charlotte's, and now chapter 5 started out and it's in Will's point of view. So I think that's really interesting, and I think it's going to be like a little bit of a found family between the characters. And if you're watching this and you haven't read the book, it's because you maybe don't want to, or just like want to know more about it. Then we have these characters that Tessa met up with, who is Will, James, Charlotte, Henry, Jessamine, I'm not entirely sure how to say her name, and they are shadow hunters who are people who fight demons. They have like powers with these like marks, kind of like tattoos on their skin, and they can do different things. Like a mark can mean something like they can have better vision at night or something like that, or heal quicker. And then Tessa is a shapeshifter, and they're not entirely sure what exactly she is other than that. So it's a little bit like a found family. I assume they all live in like this big castle mansion, like something they call the Institute. Everyone who lives there are shadow hunters except for Tessa. But I like that we have more point of views and it's not only Tessa, so I'm enjoying it a lot. I really like the writing, and you can tell like it's supposed to be set in the 1800s in England, and I just feel like with some of the things like they say, you can tell that like it's definitely old school. And oh, like a woman can fight, like Tessa's like crazed about that because she's like 16, 17 years old, and she's this girl in the 1800s, and obviously women weren't allowed to like do basically anything except like exist and be pretty. I think the writing like encapsulates the time, which I really enjoy. Nonetheless, my update is just that I am really enjoying it and that I'm having a great time reading it, and I'm excited to see where the story goes because it is like a little bit slow. So far we're mostly just like getting to know the world and what it means to be a shadow hunter and stuff, but I'm still not like, I'm not bored, so that's good. It's later, but I just have a funny example of what I mean with like the writing and like the characters and how they talk. Like it's just funny. Like, so Will just fell, and it says, Will looked down at himself. I think I've broken something. The pain is quite agonizing. Like, what do you mean you just think you broke a bone? And you're like, the pain is quite agonizing. Like, it just like gives old time, but also just like, what? You seem quite intact to me. Charlotte was remorseful. Get up. I suppose we'll be eating by witchlight tonight. I hate witchlight. It makes my complexion look absolutely green. I'm already loving it. Like, again, I believe this is found family, and I like their little family friend group, whatever. Charlotte and Henry are older. I don't really know anyone's ages. I don't think it's been said, but I know that they are older, but not old enough to actually be able to be their parents, and they're married. And then I think the rest of them are like maybe 17 years old. But yeah, I'm having fun, and I did make it past page 150. I'm on page 167. Still just having fun. I love like the dialogue. I love the way they talk. And they just found like that maid or someone, like the woman who worked at the dark house, who would go like fetch Tessa to bring her to the sisters. And it turns out she's not a human. She's literally like a machine. Like, she's fully made out of like mechanical things. She found out that her brother had joined like that secret club thing. What was it called? It says it on the back of the book. Pandemonium Club, I believe is how you pronounce it. Her brother joined that, and then he started working for like the leader, which I now found out who the magister, I still don't really know how to say that, but he's a vampire and like the leader of this Pandemonium Club, and her brother, Tessa's brother, works for him, and he's like making these human machines, and we don't know why, and we also don't know if her brother is still okay.
Guys, I'm literally in shock. I'm reading it right now, and they just revealed that Charlotte is only 23 years old. She's my age. I'm 23 years old, and she's married and like running the whole institute. Remember how I said yesterday that I thought she was like in her late 20s, like 28, 29 or something? She's only really 6 years older than Will and James, but she's my age. I thought she was so much older, but I guess, I mean, in 1800, being 23 was a lot older than it is now. Like, a lot of people would have, like, children and be married at that time compared to now, where it's, like, not the norm anymore. Also, I'm reading, like, as much as I can right now. My friend is on her way, and then we're gonna go out. That's why I'm, like, all done up. But, yeah, I just wanted to read a little bit. I'm on page 219, so that's my update. I am, like, close to being halfway.
Guys, oh my god, I have to update. I'm sitting here reading, right? And so basically right now, Tessa is like shaped-shifted into Camille, who is a vampire, and she went to the Quincy's party, who's like the magister with Will, and then they just brought out, like the Quincy just brought out a prisoner that they're going to kill, and it just said like right here, it's Nathaniel, it's Tessa's brother that she's been looking for. They're killing him. I'm so nervous, and I want to read the next chapter, but I have to go in like 15 minutes. I have plans. I'm hanging out with my friends. She half turned as if to go with him, then froze as the Quincy whipped off the black hood to reveal the prisoners beneath. Tessa would have known him anyway, anywhere. She knew now why his cry of pain had sounded so familiar to her. It was Nathaniel. I was so scared. Okay, the other Shadowhunters just showed up. Charlotte and James and also Henry. My camera died, but I wasn't done talking. I love Will. Like, the Quincy and him are fighting, and the Quincy says, "For that, you will die, Nephilim." Will spread his arms wide, on his knees, grinning like a demon, blood dripping from his mouth. He barely looked human himself. "Come and get me." I don't know. I think there's a show, or I know there's a show, Shadowhunters, but I believe that's for the original, like, series and not this prequel. I could just imagine that scene of Will doing that. I can imagine it like so vividly in my head, as if it was like a movie scene, like blood dripping because he just bit the Quincy and just being like, "Come and get me." Like, I'm obsessed. Hello guys, I'm here with an update. I haven't talked. I have only like a little over 100 pages left. They found Nate, like I said, and now he's like, he woke up and he's explaining to everyone how everything came to be. I love that Will and James are both like disgusted with him because he basically sacrificed his sister because he had a gambling debt. Like, you're kidding me. He was so addicted to gambling that he gambled all his money away in the club with the Quincy. Like, and then basically the Quincy gave him an ultimatum saying that he was a fool and he was gonna kill him if he didn't bring his sister to England. Honestly, a good brother would have probably sacrificed himself and not bring his sister into a world with vampires and like creepy people. This little paragraph, I'm gonna read it because it's still so true today with incompetent men. She had known for some time her brother was weak, that what her aunt had called innocence was really spoiled, pettish childishness. That being a boy, the firstborn and beautiful, Nate had always been the prince of his own tiny kingdom. She had understood that while it had been his job as older brother to protect her, really it has always been she and her aunt who had protected him because he's incompetent. But anywho, other than that as well, like, I've learned more things. For example, what is like wrong with Jem or James. And it's so sad, like the fact that he was tortured for days and now he is dying because he has this like demon thing in him that he's like addicted to. I really hope they find a cure. I mean, there are 3 books. There has to be a cure somewhere, right? Like, there's no way he can die. And oh right, Will kissed Tessa and then he pushed her away. But I am about like, I have this much left, so I am very interested and I'm excited to like finish it and to get like further into the story. I had an inkling about something and it was just confirmed that I was correct, that the Quincy is in fact not like the Magister or whatever, because Will and Jem just met the Dark Sisters and they were like, oh, the Quincy, like the Magister or whatever, and they just started laughing. I was like, that stupid vampire? Oh, you guys are fools. And I was thinking, like, I was like maybe it wasn't him, you know? So who the hell is it and what's gonna happen? I have to go to bed now, which is a horrible like timing, because they're at the Dark Sisters. The whole like all the other Shadowhunters are off like trying to fight the Quincy, who is apparently not even that important then. And then all like the clockwork machines or whatever came to the Institute and they're like fighting, and none of the Shadowhunters except for Jessamine, who's basically not a Shadowhunter because she doesn't care about it at all, is the only one there at the Institute to help. How great. I am nervous to see how this book will end. No, 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 no. There is literally, I'm gonna be sick to my stomach. No freaking way that Nathaniel is still working with that guy, Morgman, and that he just betrayed them. There's actually no way, guys. I'm on chapter 18, page 402, but it says Morgman, he says, Nathaniel Gray, excellently done. I admit that my faith in you was tested sorely, but you have recovered admirably from your past missteps. I am proud of you. Why are you proud of him? Don't be proud of him. What has he done? What has he done? Morgman is the Magister? Oh my god, it was only ever my desire to serve you, Magister. And then it changed his point of view. Oh my god, now we're with the Dark Sisters. Okay, now we're back to Tessa. It was his idea that I lure young Carstairs and Herondale out of the place with a far-fetched tale, that I might enter unmolested. So Nate tricked them all. He made Morgman go and tell Will and James that the Dark Sisters were like doing something because of the full moon. Was any of the things that he even said, were that true? Like, oh my god, Nathaniel, what the frick is wrong with him? Right? Like, there's no way he's actually that horrible. To his own sister? He had their aunt killed by giving her poisonous chocolate. Nate is truly horrible. What the hell is wrong with him? Didn't you think it was a bit odd that I'd send you a box of chocolates? Something I knew you wouldn't eat. Something I knew she would. You have no idea what I would do. No idea at all. I'm ashamed to be related to you. And then he says, related to me? You're not even human. You are something. You're no part of me. From the moment Morgman told me what you really are, you were dead to me. I have no sister. Thank God. Jessamine just came in and hit him on the head with something. So, I finished it. I was definitely taken aback by the ending, and I did not see any of this coming. While I had been suspecting a little bit that maybe the Quincy wasn't the Magister, like I'd already said, I definitely did not expect it to be Morgman or Morgman, whatever his name was, at all. And I definitely did not see the fact that Nate was going to be bad. Like, because I don't think I have read that before. Like, normally if like a sibling or someone has gone missing that they're looking for, that person turns out to be good. So that was kind of crazy. But I have ended up rating this book 4.25 stars because I liked it more than just a regular 4-star, but I didn't like love it as much as a 4.5 star. If the camera moved, it's because I just had to delete some things off my SD card, but I'm back. I had a great time, and I don't think I was bored at any point. I was excited to pick it up every time, and I really enjoyed the characters. I like the dialogue and the writing and the environment and like the magical system and everything like that. I just feel like the plot, or like for the fact that it's a 480-page book, I don't feel like a lot happened. It was just a world building, setting up the series, because obviously some things did happen and there were like some fights and some bigger things going on. But again, it's also the first book in a trilogy, and there's going to be like 1,000 more pages. So it makes sense that the first one could potentially not be like the best one, because they're setting up for more. And now in the next one, when I go into Clockwork Prince, I will already know all the characters and the worlds, so it won't be as difficult. But I'm very excited to move on and read the next one. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say that other than I'm excited to continue reading. Do not mind how I look. I just came back from the gym, but while I was working out, I was listening to the audiobook of Clockwork Prince, the second book, and I'm like 100 pages or so in, maybe more. I need to check from where I'm at in the audiobook, but I'm at chapter 6, and it was just revealed that like Cecily, which is the name that Will had said at some point when he was like asleep or something, is his sister. And they just saw her like go into a house that they assume is Mortimer's house in Yorkshire, where they went. What? Like, he has a sister? And she was 9 years old when he left, so he's like 3 years older than her, which means right now she would be like 14 years old, I think. And he's like, the carriage was there, and now maybe his parents are there. I am in shock. I will be listening to more of the audiobook while I clean my apartment, because I'm having friends over later. I need to listen more. I need to know what happens. They do have his family. Oh my god. So it was just revealed, like, the curse that that happened when he was 12 years old, when he let that demon out in their house. And his older sister, because apparently he has two, like, tried to get in front to like kill the demon or something, but it didn't work. And then the demon cursed Will, saying that if he doesn't leave his family, he will kill them one by one, starting with Ella. But Ella's like, no, everything will be fine. And then the next morning she's dead in her bed. That's insane. So I'm like, okay, that's why I think that's why he like has befriended Jem, because Jem is dying anyways. He can't love Tessa because he believes that anyone he loves will die because of him, because of that curse. That is insane. And he was 12 years old, like, poor little baby. Magnus just kissed Will to make Camille jealous. Now he's gaslighting him. Did you just kiss me? Will inquired. Magnus made a split-second decision. No. Oh my god, and Tessa's mother is a shadow hunter. 'Cause I can turn your darkness into light. If you just believed in what we've got, then you would feel this paradise. This paradise. Paradise. This paradise. Wait, that's so cute. Oh my god, I think this is the first mention. Okay, it's time to talk. I only have about 100 pages left of the second book. So many things are happening. I mean, I don't even know where to start. Like, the last time I talked, I don't even know if I've talked, like, fully sat down and talked since I started this book, and I'm 400 pages in now. I'm definitely reading it a lot slower than the first one, but I think oftentimes in like the first book, there's so many new things that you're learning that keeps you interested the whole time. Whereas here, at least like in the beginning or so, it was a lot like, where do we go from here? I already know all the characters. What's gonna happen? It's a little bit slow, but it's definitely picked up more like halfway through. And I'm back to being really interested in like wanting to read. And then at the same time, it's also exam season right now. So that's also why I can't read, because I do have to do schoolwork. I am really enjoying it. And so what I've learned is that Jessamine betrayed them all. She was working with Nate like the whole time since he left. Like once they found out that he was bad, after a few days he sent her letters being like, oh, like I'm so thankful that you like nursed me back to health, and like you're so pretty. They started like going out and like meeting, and they got married. Like, what do you even mean? Because she did not want to be with Shadowhunter, and she doesn't care that the Magister and all that, they just want to let all the Shadowhunters burn. She's like, let them burn. So they put her in the Silent City, and they mentioned City of Bones, which is what the first book in the like the Mortal Instruments series. So that's very interesting, like fun that they mentioned that. And now the last thing I just read was that Tessa had turned into Jessamine again to go and meet up with Nate and get some more information, and all these other Shadowhunters were like hiding in the house as well. But somehow Nate had figured out that she is Tessa and not Jessamine, and he brought like this huge, the automatons or whatever they're called, like the humans that are made out of like, they're kind of like robots in a way, metallic humans. He brought a huge one that was like 20 feet tall. I don't even know, like Nate just died? Like what? And then now Will is dying, like he's hurt because he was saving Tessa. He was trying to save Tessa from being hurt when he blew up the automaton or whatever it's called. And then he got like, his whole back is ripped and he's bleeding, and Tessa is hurt and she didn't even know because of like all the adrenaline, but her face is cut and she just passed out. And that's the last thing that happened before I am now on chapter 17. I am so excited to see what is going to happen for the last 100 pages, but I'm gonna continue to read. I might finish it today.
Oh my god, it was just revealed that there was never any curse on Will. He left his family and everything he's done, all the heartbreak he has been living for the past 5 years, were for no reason at all. There has never been a curse on you, Will Herondale, not one put there by me. Oh, my heart breaks. He was 12 years old, feeling like he had to leave his family and never see them again. And there was never any curse. But he can't even talk to his family because he's a Shadowhunter and they're not. That's so sad. And like, he's been keeping everyone at a distance except for Jem. He's still only 17 years old. Like, he's just a little boy. Excuse me? Jem just proposed to her while Will is literally trying to find her because he can finally like be with her. Your place is with me. It will always be. What do you mean? I mean, Tessa Gray, will you do me the honor of becoming my wife? I cannot let you sacrifice yourself in that way for me. Sacrifice? Tessa, I love you. I want to marry you. Oh my god, he's kneeling now. I cannot explain love. I could not tell you if I loved you the first moment I saw you, or if it was the second or third or fourth. But I remember the first moment I looked at you walking toward me and realized that somehow the rest of the world seemed to vanish when I was with you. That you were the center of everything I did and felt and thought. My love for you sustains me. Oh my god, if I wasn't Team Will, I would definitely love Jem. I do love Jem, and I won't be mad if the series ends with her ending up with Jem, but I am Team Will. My love for you sustains me? Are you kidding me? She says yes! Yes, I will marry you.
I took a break from reading to eat dinner, but I'm back, and I am going to like cry or freak out. Okay. So Will and Tessa are finally alone to talk, and Will literally screams out, I did it because I love you. I love you, Tessa, and I have loved you almost since the moment I met you. Like, I knew this, and Will knew this, but Tessa didn't know this, and now she's engaged to Jem. Oh my god, I'm so sad for him. It's kind of giving I Thought You Knew with Conrad. He thought she knew that he loved her. When I first met you, I thought you were unlike anyone else I had ever known. You made me laugh. Staring at him the way she might stare at a beloved place she was not sure she would ever see again, trying to commit the details to memory, to paint them on the backs of her eyelids that she might see it when she shut her eyes to sleep. It was books that kept me from taking my own life after I thought I could never love anyone, never be loved by anyone again. Reading your words, what you wrote, how you were lonely sometimes and afraid, but always brave. I felt the way you thought, hoped, felt, dreamed. I felt I was dreaming and thinking and feeling with you. I dreamed what you dreamed, wanted what you wanted, and then I realized that truly I just wanted you. Might I just say, I am obsessed with the writing in these books. I don't ever feel like I read a fantasy where I'm like, I love the writing and like there are quotes and I want to highlight. That's more in like literary fiction and sometimes in a romance, but not normally in fantasy. But I feel like the author, Cassandra Clare, has done a like magnificent job of writing this series, and I might at some point have to read the Immortal Instrument series. I don't get love confessions like this in the fantasies that I've read, but maybe it's because I need to go back to the OGs. It's too late. Don't say that. I love you, Tessa. I love you. Will, stop. She felt as if she were watching the life bleed out of Will Herondale, and there was nothing she could do to stop it. Literally punching me in the stomach would probably be less painful than this. I have about 25 pages left. Let me finish it and I will come back to you guys. I just finished the book, and what do you mean that Will's sister is here? She just walked in, like that was the last freaking sentence. I'm Cecily Herondale, you see. I have come to be trained as a shadow hunter. Oh my god, like thank God that this is a finished series and I already own the third book and I can just go over on my shelf and continue reading because I need to know what happens. This is so good because Will needed something to keep him happy. Now that he knows that that curse is fake, he can actually like bond with his sister who he hasn't spoken to in 5 years. Like this is like a 4.5 stars. I don't even know because it's like it's a 500-page book and I do feel like it picked up in like the last half, but as soon as like it's picked up I've been so invested, so I might honestly rate this a 4.5 just like I did with the first one. I am really enjoying this series to say the least. Love the characters, I love the found family, I love the actual things that are going on. I did think we were going to see the Magister or Morgmund in this book, but we didn't. Obviously there was a lot of talk about him, but we did learn more about like everything that's going on and how many people are like in on it. Like, so I'm so excited to see the third one, what's going to happen, and now with Cecily, like his sister, coming in. I am so excited. I have no clue how long this video is already. I feel like it's going to be like an hour long. Like I've never done like a full spoiler video before, so it's just like you want to say everything because you're like, oh my god, like you have to hear like I'm reacting to this and this and this and this. Like, oh my god, I think I have to start the third one literally right now because I am just so excited to know what's going to happen. I love the writing. I have like nothing bad to say, but it's just like still not like a 5-star. Yeah, I will be starting the third one. Hello guys, it's been a few days since I last talked. I don't think I've talked since I started this book, but I am on page 212 right now, which is chapter 9. So much crazy shit is happening. First of all, Jessamine is dying. One of the automatons slashed her in the back and she just came back to the institute. Like they were literally on the way down to like the front doors, to the gates to welcome her back home. And then they open the carriage and there she is like slumped over and her white dress is filled with blood. And now Will is holding her. He's like, I need to get you into the institute. And she's like, I won't survive that long. And blood is pouring out of her mouth. And like, I feel bad for her. Like, I never like loved her or anything. Like, she's not the greatest character. She definitely has a bunch of flaws, but I did not wish death upon her. She's a very just naive, she's like 17 years old. She deserves better. And then Mrs. Black, one of the Dark Sisters, is apparently not dead, and she just kidnapped Tessa, and none of them have realized that Tessa is gone. And they were gonna get married. Her and Jem were gonna get married tomorrow. I can't even, like, so many crazy things is happening, which is good because I feel like it has been a little bit slow. I was so excited to start it. As you guys know, the second book ended with Will's sister Cecily coming in, and I was like, oh my god, yay, like I want to see like that, how that's gonna happen. But then this book starts 2 months later, but I was not excited about that time jump. But then Mr. Lightwood, like Gabriel and Gideon's dad, turned into a worm. Gabriel ended up killing him. Now Gabriel is living at the Institute with the rest of them, and he kind of has a crush on Cecily, and I think they might become a thing. I don't know. And I have no idea what's gonna happen. We still haven't like seen Mortman. He sent a letter to them saying that if they give up Tessa, he'll give them the Yin Fen that Jem needs to survive. Jim did not entertain that idea even for a second. He put that letter into the fire and the Jin Fen, which there's, by the way, there's no Jin Fen left. I don't know how he's gonna survive. He could literally maybe die in a week. I love Will so much. This is what he says to Tessa. I want you to be happy and him to be happy, and yet when you walk that aisle to meet him and join yourselves forever, you will walk an invisible path of the shards of my heart. I would give over my own life for either of yours. I would give over my own life for your happiness. I thought perhaps that when you told me you did not love me, that my own feelings would fall away and atrophy. But they have not. They have grown every day. I love you now more desperately this moment than I have ever loved you before, and in an hour I will love you more than that. What do you mean? The love confessions in this series, I'm still having a great time reading the series, but it feels like I'm reading one long book. You know, like when you read a series back to back, it feels like you're reading one long book and you feel like you haven't read anything. But obviously I have finished 2 books and I'm in, not the middle of the 3rd one, but like 1/3 of the way. But now I want to read more because I need to know what happens, because what do you mean that Jasmine is literally dying? What do you want me to do? Take care of them, baby Jessie and the others. Her little dolls that she has in her dollhouse of her family. She died. Oh my god, she actually died. He hit the ground on his knees and elbows, blood spattering the ground on his feet. His fingers clawed at the stone, then he rolled on his back and was still. This fantasy is truly like heartbreaking. Oh my god, you guys. So basically Jem is like dying, literally heartbreaking, and I honestly could not tell you if he ends up dying or if they somehow magically find a cure, but like they better. So anywho, Will called for Magnus while Jim is like sleeping in a coma kind of vibe, like just laying still. And Magnus says like, does he know that you're in love with Tessa? And now just like at the end of the chapter, Will like wakes up and he's like, I am not dead yet, Will. What did Magnus mean by asking you if I knew you were in love with Tessa? He heard that? What is Will gonna do? Hello. So let's talk about the book because I'm even further in. I'm on page 386, which means I only have less than 200 pages left. So much has happened since I last talked. I've been reading while I was in my parents' house. So I think the last time I updated you guys, I was saying how Tessa had been taken and Will is on his horse. He's trying to find her somewhere. Morgman has taken Tessa back to like where Will is from, because apparently there's like this mountain or something that they're hiding in with all the automatons. And then Jem died. but I don't trust it. So I haven't cried about it because I don't believe it, because we haven't seen his body. Obviously it's a book and I wouldn't see a body either way, but we haven't been in anyone's point of view that was there when he died. Like there was nothing of like he took his last breath or anything like that. And then we've seen Will's point of view being away, that all of a sudden his like parapetite mark has faded and become like a scar, and he was like feeling physical pain and the link severed. So he knew that Jem had died, but I don't trust it. I don't believe it. There's just no way that he's dead, but there's just no way that he's actually gonna stay dead. I do not believe that. And if he does, well then I'm a fool, but I have hope. I have blind faith. And then another thing that happened is Tessa kind of like escaped for a little minute there. She was falling and then her clockwork angel saved her, which we've now found out what she is, by the way. She is half a shadow hunter and half a demon. So her mom was a shadow hunter, but she didn't know that she was a shadow hunter. So she didn't have any marks, which is what would have made her stillborn, because normally a shadow hunter and a demon can't have any children. So she's like one of a kind. Insane. That's Mortman's idea. He wants everyone to be like that. He wants to erase the Shadowhunter line. Like so much has happened, honestly. It's insane. I'm so excited to see where it goes. And I don't think I can finish this before I go to London, which will be a vlog that will be out later than this. It's just perfect because the book takes place in London. I can get to walk around like some of the places they mention, you know, like they mention Hyde Park and stuff like that, and that's fun. So I think I will be bringing it with me, but I'm having a blast and I am loving every second of reading this series. I really am. Alright everyone, I'm not naked, I'm wearing a tube top. But I'm back home from London and I finished Clockwork Princess. I was looking through my videos and apparently I didn't hit record when I filmed that I had finished it, because I did film a little clip of that. I was not expecting to finish it before I even got to London. Like I had wanted to like read at a park and like get some cute clips, but I just couldn't put it down. And I had so much travel time with like the plane and the train and everything. So I finished it, and before I start talking, I rated this book 5 stars. I don't think an epilogue has ever made me change my rating, but it did. Like I was gonna rate it 4.5, and then the epilogue, I was like, I have to rate this 5 stars now. So like I don't even know where I was when I last talked, but from what I believe is that like Will was going after Tessa. He found her and then they did the deed. Crazy, because like they thought Jem was dead, and like I had suspected, Jem was not dead. He became a silent brother. Insane. And he was like fighting with them, and that's when they like realized, because his hood fell off, and they were like, oh, Jem, like he's alive. But he can't be with Tessa or anything because the silent brother, he has to go to the silent city and like complete his training, and just in general like they lose a lot of like their human feelings. They become like supernatural and immortal, which is just crazy. Then one thing I didn't really love about it was how quick I feel like they conquered Mortmund, or like the Magister. And I understand that it's been 3 books of fighting him, but it just was like, it was over in like 5 seconds, you know what I mean? Like I know they were fighting them, and Henry ended up paralyzed, or like at least from, I think he can use his arms, but his legs are paralyzed. But then Tessa like turned into her angel and became like 20 feet tall and just killed Mortmund, which then killed all of the automatons. So it was just like, damn, he's dead, and now all of these machines are dead, and that was it. It just happened so fast. Even though I know it's been 3 books, I was still like, you know, like I feel like there should have been like a more of like a battle for a little bit longer, maybe. I don't know, because then after that there were still 100 or so pages left of the book. Okay, what's gonna happen now? But basically like Tessa was like in a coma for a little bit, Charlotte is pregnant, which is so exciting. Cecily and Gabriel start making out and they become a thing. Jem comes back from like the Silent City to officially like break it off with Tessa so that they can both heal and like she can move on. And then she ends up getting engaged to Will after like some time, but still like she ends up with Will, which obviously I was very happy about because I was team Will, even though I loved both of them and I do love Jem. I loved that she got to be with Will because you could just tell from Will's point of view how much he loved her, because we don't have Jem's point of view in these books, which is kind of insane to be honest. Then there's like the whole aspect of the fact that she's immortal and Will is not, so while he continues to grow old, she's still just looking like herself. She's still looking young, like 20 years old. In the epilogue, we see them like they've lived their whole life, and we see them like they have children and grandchildren, and Jem comes and plays the violin when Will is dying, and then he dies while Jem and Tessa are both like holding his hands. Oh my god, it was so sad. But what really made it like a 5-star read was then that because Tessa is immortal and every year she's been meeting up with Jem like in secret every year for 1 hour on that bridge where they first like talked. It says 2008, so it's like I don't even know, like 130 years or so later, and Jem comes up to her on the bridge and he's no longer a silent brother because they found a cure for like the yin fen that was in his body. So now he's no longer immortal. He's loved Tessa this whole time and she's loved him the whole time. Obviously, she 100% loved Will. It's not like she was like loving one more than the other, but she's still wearing like the necklace Jem gave her as like a bridal gift or like engagement thing. And then they get together. And I saw some people being like in the reviews that it felt like Cassandra Clare was just doing it to appease everyone, like both Team Jem and Team Will. I don't mind that at all. I think that was beautifully done that she got to have her love story with both of them because she was immortal and they're not, and now Jem is no longer either, so she's gonna have to go through that heartbreak of losing another love. Yeah, no, I love how that was done. I think it was so clever and beautiful because when I first learned that Jem was gonna be a silent brother, I felt really upset about it and I kind of wanted him to rather have been dead, which sounds so insane, but the way they explain it is like he would have to just be alone the whole, like forever, immortal. They don't talk, they don't like hang out, they don't do anything. They eat alone, they sleep alone, they walk alone, like they are just walking around completely alone forever. That sounded literally horrible. So I loved that he ended up becoming like a human and mortal again. I loved this whole trilogy. And I actually, in London, I bought the whole Mortal Instruments because at the Works they had a box set with all 6 books. So I have bought those. I don't know when I will read them, but I knew I needed to one day read more of Cassandra Clare because I am now obsessed. And that was everything. I think this video was maybe like an hour long. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much. And I hope you enjoyed watching me read the series. I have loved, like, even when I've been editing, I've loved going back and seeing like my initial thoughts and like reactions to things, knowing what I know now. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!